most significant upgrade to workers' rights in a generation. The Employment Rights Bill. This course explores the Employment Rights Bill, the first phase of the government's plan to make work pay, which is a wide-ranging set of reforms publicised as the most significant upgrade to workers' rights in a generation. This bill is designed to modernise employment law, support job security and improve working conditions. The Employment Rights Bill was introduced in October 2024, with an implementation roadmap stretching into the following years. It aims to modernise employment law, support fairness and productivity, and align with international obligations. The Employment Rights Bill addresses multiple areas: job security, fair pay, family-friendly rights, well-being, union rights and enforcement. Job security and one-sided flexibility, including limits on exploitative 0 hours, reasonable shift notice, compensation for short notice cancellations, and constraints on fire and rehire where alternatives exist. Fair pay and sick pay, including removal of the lower earnings limit and waiting days for statutory sick pay, consultation on tipping policies, fair pay mechanisms in social care, and sectoral measures such as a Seafarers Charter. Family-friendly rights including day one paternity and unpaid parental leave, bereavement leave, and strong protection for pregnancy and maternity returners. Fairness, equality and well-being, including an obligation to take all reasonable steps to prevent sexual harassment, protection for third-party harassment, gender pay action planning and recognition of menopause support. Trade union modernisation, including repeal elements, simplified recognition, digital access, and notice and mandate parameters for industrial action. Enforcement and the Fair Work Agency, consolidating enforcement with new powers and extended tribunal time limits from 3 to 6 months.
A key aim of the Employment Rights Bill is to make working hours fairer and more predictable. The bill introduces new protections so workers have more certainty about their hours, including clearer expectations around shift notice, compensation if work is cancelled at short notice, and routes to more secure hours over time. The bill also tightens the rules around practices like dismissing staff and rehiring them on worse terms. Employers will only be able to use these approaches in limited circumstances and must show there is a genuine business reason. Unfair dismissal is also set to become a right from the start of employment, with a probation period allowing employers some flexibility when taking on new staff. The bill aims to improve sick pay and make pay and conditions fairer in certain sectors. It includes plans to strengthen statutory sick pay, bring back national talks on pay and conditions for school support staff, set common pay standards in adult social care, and make sure workers are consulted about how tips are shared. These changes will be introduced over time, with the details set out in regulations. It also introduces measures to protect seafarers' conditions and aligns with international conventions. Let's go through some examples. Amira works 12 hours a week in a cafe. Under the old rules, she did not earn enough to qualify for statutory sick pay. The bill sets out plans to change this, so more people like Amira can qualify for sick pay and receive it sooner when they are off work. These changes will be brought in through further regulations. David works in a residential care home. The bill includes plans to introduce fair pay agreements in adult social care. These agreements are intended to set common standards for pay, terms and training across the sector, so care workers in different settings are treated more consistently. The detail will be agreed and applied over time. Leanne is a teaching assistant at a primary school in England. The bill supports re-establishment of a national negotiating body for school support staff. This body is intended to bring together employers and unions to agree shared standards for pay and working conditions, rather than leaving decisions only to individual schools or councils. Tom works in a restaurant where tips are an important part of his income. Under the bill, employers will be expected to consult staff when setting or changing how tips are shared. This is designed to make tipping arrangements clearer and fairer, with details set out in further regulations. Maria works on a ferry operating from a UK port. The bill includes proposals to support minimum standards on pay, working patterns and welfare for seafarers operating on regular UK routes. These measures aim to improve protections in an international industry and will be applied through agreed frameworks.
Family-friendly rights are strengthened. Parents gain day one access to paternity and unpaid parental leave, plus new rights to bereavement leave, allowing employees to take leave from work to grieve the loss of a loved one. Pregnant women and returning mothers have stronger protections against dismissal, and flexible working requests cannot be unreasonably refused.
The bill is designed to strengthen workplace protections against sexual harassment. It sets clearer expectations that employers should take reasonable steps to prevent harassment, including harassment by customers or other third parties. It also makes it clear that raising concerns about sexual harassment can be protected under whistleblowing rules. The bill also introduces plans to require some employers to take further action on gender equality, such as setting out how they will address gender pay gaps. In addition, it signals strong expectations for employers to support staff experiencing menopause as part of a wider focus on well-being and fairness. The Employment Rights Bill updates trade union law by changing parts of earlier legislation. It includes plans to reverse the Strikes, Minimum Service Levels Act 2023 and amend elements of the Trade Union Act 2016, with details introduced through further regulations. The bill aims to simplify the rules around industrial action, make it easier for unions to be recognised, and improve access to workers, including online. It also strengthens protections for union representatives and requires employers to tell workers about their right to join a trade union. The bill also introduces protections to prevent workers being treated unfairly for taking part in lawful industrial action.
The bill establishes a Fair Work Agency, consolidating enforcement efforts under one body. This covers national minimum wage, gangmasters, holiday pay and more. The role of the Fair Work Agency means it can investigate, inspect and take action against businesses that are flouting the law. Also, the time for filing tribunal claims is extended from 3 to 6 months. You've now explored the 6 themes of the Employment Rights Bill: job security, fair pay, family rights, equality and well-being, trade union rights and enforcement. To recap, the Employment Rights Bill proposes sweeping reforms to protect workers, enhancing security, fairness, family rights and enforcement, while modernising union engagement. If you'd like to explore further, please visit the government website where you can find fact sheets that will assist your implementation of the bill. Whether for further study or professional development, understanding this legislation is vital.